Hi there, my name is Hannah and I work at the library and I'm a reader. I'm joined by Lesley Choyce, a local publisher and writer of more than 100 books for curious readers. This is Readers and Writers at the Library. My first question is, how do you structure a story? So where do you start?
I actually don't structure a story. I tend to wait for some kind of an interesting image, person, character to drop into my head, and then I just get it rolling. Now, having said that, once I get rolling on the story, I realize there's going to be some structure that's going to happen. But I don't think the structure works. That still leaves a little room for that magic to happen. And since we're talking about the craft of fiction, then I realized that there needs to be a plot. There needs to be, the characters, something important should happen. So don't worry. Ultimately, there's structure, but not at first.
Okay. As every writer is different. So what do they think about the readers when they're writing?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Ultimately, as a reader myself, of course, I want to make sure that the novel has given me something of value. So I think, probably, it's sort of a quarter way into the story, halfway into the story, I started thinking more and more about the reader. What is it that I'm writing that's worthy of people's time? Because probably like every writer, I've read a lot of crappy stories, right? I think, this is fun, this is great. Then I have to start thinking about the reader. And I want to give them a little bit of something that they're not expecting, a little bit of something that I suppose is philosophical, but ultimately entertaining.
It's okay. So why do you think libraries are so important?
When I was a kid, I lived in a town that did not have a library.
Okay.
And so when I was about 8 years old, my mother took me to the next town over that had a really, really old library, with those squirrely metal stairs that you go up high, and the ancient books that haven't been taken out for a long time. And that was just brilliant, The very first book I ever took out of the library was about pigeons. It was a huge book about this big and that big around. And to me, it seemed like the best book in the world. So I was interested in pigeons. And so, ever after that, it was just like go to the library, find something that I'm not expecting to find something that's outside of my immediate realm expectation, and go for it.
Nice.
Beautiful place.
Nice. How do you describe the role of a publisher?
Publisher is a difficult role. The job of the publisher. So, I'm sort of the two things. I'm a writer and I don't publish my own work. I send it to other publishers. But as a publisher, I got input because I wanted to have a little bit of say, assistance to get people published who might not otherwise get published. And so it's very exciting to make things happen as a publisher, to, work with a writer who has a bunch of words on a page, turn it into a book. The book is read by people. Sadly, a lot of the other stuff that goes into doing that is like business and hard work. And to be honest, if I can say, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. What advice would you share with your younger writers?
My younger writer self, I would say keep doing what you're doing and don't worry about what other people say, and don't listen to too much advice, because there's a lot of very bad advice out there for young writers. I would say that, you're going to learn as a young man that you're not as smart as you think you are. And the older you get, probably the less you believe that you understand how the world works. And that's just the way it should be.
And my final question, maybe a little off script. I hear that you're a surfer. What your favorite surf spot is?
Well, I live at Lawrencetown Beach.
Okay.
So, I moved to Nova Scotia in 1978. Moved to Lawrencetown Beach. That's where I've been surfing for years and years and years. There is a secret spot that I can't tell you about. It's beyond that. But, the point at Lawrencetown Beach, the reef at Lawrencetown Beach, on a good day, it doesn't get really better, but that's where the magic happens. And there's a relationship between the surfing and the writing. The two fit together perfectly.
Thanks. Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
All right.